So I have been seeing a lot of these people pockets. I don't know what they're called, but like these little fun pockets that you can kind of be cozy in as an adult, because we all need a little bag to climb into to be functioning adults or something like that. And I am going to try to make one, and I'm going to first show you how to with these little 2 pieces of fleece felt instead of showing it on the huge big scale. All right? Hello. Hello, you can see me, yeah? Yeah. Okay, so here are the 2 pieces of felt. So this is one blanket and this is another blanket, basically. So what we do here first is we choose which one will be the outside one, and I'm choosing this one, and then stitch down here and down here. So then that's done here, and you've got a nice little pocket. Then we need to just make these edges a little bit different. So stitch here and do the same thing on this one. Stitch here, because then we've got something that can kind of stand up. And there we have it. Let me just cut this. And I guess it could basically also be called a body bag, but that feels wrong, I guess. So if you turn it out to front, then you can see we already have something here that resembles a little basket, bag, something right there, like that. Okay, so that was the front bit done. So we're gonna do the same to this bit apart from one little thing, and I'll just show you when I've done it. Okay, so here comes the last one, and it's made the exactly same way, apart from that I've left an opening here, because that is where we're gonna turn everything through. So the same stitching down the sides and the same bottom bit there, but we just leave an opening so we can easily pull it out through there. So we've got the 2 back of fabric, and this is the front of fabric. So we are going to put them together, front of fabric towards front of fabric. You can see like this, and then hopefully if we do it like this, then they will fit together, and I can basically just sew all the way around here. Let's hope that works. That's what I'm gonna do now. See, it is much easier demonstrating it this way than with the huge big blankets. Right. So now we've got it stitched together, and we still have our opening. It's here. So this is very small, so it's going to be a pain, but it's going to work. It's going to work for sure. So I could have made this opening a little bit bigger, right? Just a tiny little bit, but see it's coming out, and now we have all the seams, all the threads hidden on the inside of this little sleeping human people bag, whatever we want to call it. So we have the opening there. So I can just stitch this together with a sewing machine or by hand, and the same thing can be used when you make a big one for yourself. So figure out how you want to finish it. If you have a very thick blanket you stitch together with another very thick blanket, that might be very impossible to sew through, so then do some hand sewing or something. I'm just quickly going to pop it in the machine. Very close to the folds, and yeah, unless you use some very thin blankets to make the bag from, then you can't do this in a normal sewing machine at least. But you see, there it is, a nice little people bag ready for a person to pop into. Yeah, so it's not a complete proper person, but it's actually better than a person. So you can see how it works. So let's try to do that in human, real person size. So I've got 2 blankets. They're folded up here, the same size. This one is actually, doesn't have a nice back, so that's very cool that that gets hidden on the back of it. This one is really nice and thick and also has a nice back, but one side will be hidden. So the same thing, exactly the same thing as we did with the little one, just to be done in huge size. Gonna sew it all the way down here towards the fold. This is gonna be thick. One side closed, ready for the other one. Find the 2 corners, that's a good start. Other side done. So now comes the fun part of then finding the corner and then folding it up so I can make this little triangle shape, and then figuring out how far down I'm gonna sew. So should I actually measure it, or should I just go, I'm just trying to see if I can find a ruler, because that's a good thing if I'm gonna measure it. But I think I'm just gonna make like a fancy hand measuring thing, and then it's gonna be approximately that. So now I've made the first one this size, yeah, not completely straight, but then I'm just gonna have to remember to make the other one the same size-ish at least. So I'm gonna find the other corner here, try to fold it out. Again, I have my triangular shape, and again I'm trying to do approximately the same size for this seam. You can put pins in, you can measure, you can do all of those things. You're more than welcome to. But don't make me do it. So here is the bag. So you can kind of see when I fold this out to front, that's my corner, that's where I'll be sleeping. And actually, because I stitched this all the way down the sides, I just decided that this will be my outside. So you can see, if I step it further back, yeah, I can climb into this. The way it is. Yeah. It's gonna work like this. Just gotta make the inside of it. That was the outside made. So for the inside, now I then have to remember to keep an opening open so I can turn it around through that. Yeah, so if I'm gonna start by making that so I don't forget, then I will stitch a bit here further, like probably this bit down, then I'll keep this bit open, and then I'll stitch this bit closed, and then we've got a little bit here to open it out through. So just gonna try that. First side done, and as you can see, I have remembered to keep an opening open. So the next one I can just completely unplug my brain and just sew. That side completely done. Finding the corner, making the triangular shape, remembering approximately how far down I stitched it before. Sure thing, putting it into the machine. this corner done, we can turn it out to front. Like this, we've got a nice little base here. Last one. That turned itself. Cool. All right, now comes the fun part. That's my hole. That's my corner. So we've got this other bag here. That's what it looks like. Time to put them together. So this one is turning out to front. You can see that's the nice, almost stripe matching, completely not meant to be. We've got the inside here. So I'm going to put these two up against each other like this. And then I'm going to wrap this outside fabric in the other inside bag. Fold them up like this. This works because I've used two blankets exactly the same size. So if they weren't the same size, I would have a problem here trying to measure them up against each other, but luckily that works. So now it's simply about stitching them all the way around. Big, big project. She's not running. That's it done all the way around. So fun part, pulling it out through the hole. And it seems like this is a lot easier than the tiny miniature one, luckily. All right. Corners out here, corners out there, and we have our opening here. So what I'm doing is that I'm folding these in towards the back, and I think I can stitch them together on the machine like this, because this inner layer isn't that thick. But if you're using a really, really thick blanket, don't do it, because there's going to be too many layers that's going to go through your machine, and yeah, you really, really, really need a good machine for that. So then you can do it by hand. So, but I think I can do this. So I haven't mastered the one-handed sewing machine thing, so I simply can't film while I'm sewing, unfortunately. But you can see here, there's a tiny little stitch here that's just keeping it closed, and that works because this layer is quite thin. So, should we see if this works? Should we? It's going to be fun. Got lots of sequins on my floor here. It's not exactly clean, but here we've got it. The bag, the huge people pouch bag, still quite soft. You can fold it down like this. You've got a nice little fold over bit. Cool. I really should take my shoes off for this. That would be nice. Is this how it's supposed to work? Think so? It's hard work getting in here, at least when it's on the floor. Okay, so just made myself a little bag. Really, really comfy. Really comfy. I'm gonna test it out some more. Maybe put it in a sofa where it's nice and soft to actually be. But it was really fun to make, and you can. That was just a motorbike. it was really fun to make, and you can have fun with this at home, and hopefully it's given you the idea of how to stitch these two pieces together, and it wasn't that hard, didn't take that long, and this could be quite nice. So thank you for watching. Bye. Oh yeah, this is definitely better, but you could just use the blanket as it is. But of course, if you want that feeling of being like snug and kind of all comfy, all cozy like this, then yeah, then it actually works. No feet can get out here, no monsters can get you.